Good day everyone, so a big thank you to the guys here in the comment section that pointed out something interesting about the 4.1 livestream. Can you see it here on screen? Well, it's basically that the devs are using Nahida, Cookie, Nilo and Baiju together in a team, and I thought, well, let's try something similar. So I'm going to use Kirara instead of Baiju, but the principles will still be the same. So here in the background, you can see me running the team, and from a meta perspective, there are obviously better alternatives, but from a non-meta perspective, let's see what the thinking is behind this team. So you've got Nahida that can apply Dendro wherever the enemy is. You've got Nilo that can apply Hydro wherever the enemy is with her elemental skill, and Cookie can do the same. So you've basically got portable elemental reactions wherever the enemies are, and from that perspective, this Hyperbloom variation is comfy. And that's what you can see here. Doesn't matter if Mogokinki goes that way, I put up a shield or I can heal my team and then I can still trigger my Hyper Blooms. Very, very comfy. The only thing is that this team is not as practical if you don't have C1 Nilo, but if you do have C1 Nilo, yeah, I mean, you can see in the background, it is just incredibly fun to play with. If you want to run this team in the Abyss, I'd highly recommend using Kirara precisely because of, well, this boss right here. So the thing about this crab, as I've said in previous videos, is that he's got a hitbox which is at the top. So if you don't apply Hydro at the top where his head is, so this is why I'm jumping here with Kirara, you're not going to break his shield. So you can't just sit at the ground here with like Nilo. But yeah, if you use Kirara and you use Nilo in this very fun way, you can jump and apply the Hydro and then just take care of the enemy. Obviously, as you can see here, I'm not going to waste your time, so I'm using my C6 Nilo and Nahida just to speed up the footage, but nonetheless you can see it is certainly doable and incredibly fun to play with. Certainly something that you could use in the overworld if you prefer using Kirara for a bit of like comfiness in terms of transport and shields and so on. But yeah, here we are obviously on the final floor. You can see here what I'm doing with Cookie, and this is one of the things I see so few people do. I use her elemental burst, then I swap off, and then I swap back to Cookie. So this is one way of extending that continuous Electro application, which is something that I don't see a lot of people do, but it is such a cool and necessary way of playing here with Cookie. It just allows you greater uptime whilst your other characters and their skills are busy activating and on cooldown. In any case, as you can see here, this is just super comfy, and I'm just going to be do the little bouncy cat strategy. As you can see, very easy, and with that the enemies will be taken care of. So this is obviously not the end of the video, because on the other side, well, you can see here is one of my little guilty pleasures, and that is being a Dea enjoyer. I don't tell any of the theory crafters because they won't like that, or any of the Genshin community, but I do find that Dea is pretty fun for situations like this. Obviously, as someone that has a couple of C6 units, I've been picking up Dea constellations, and she's not that bad. Not that brilliant, but not that bad once you get more and more constellations, obviously. And as you can see, I'm just messing around here with the enemies because, well, why not? So this is typically one of the variations I use to clear the other halves. Normally when I do these Spiral Abyss runs, I only show like the first half or the second half, and I very rarely show what other teams I use on the other halves. Basically whatever is most comfy, whatever I can just sit back with, relax, and just take care of the enemies. It doesn't need to be speed run or anything. You can see there's so much time on the clock left. It's whatever. In any case, Dea is fun because the enemies can't knock you around, so that's very often why I actually use her. In any case, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching.